just a heads up, guys. Cody's not here tonight. I thought he was going to be here to do the drivers meeting. The 83 lap race. The competition caution is at lap 60.
Among the world's most modern motorsports facilities, Kansas Speedway opened for business in 2001, some 15 miles west of Kansas City, Kansas, under the ownership of International Speedway Corporation. Originally consisting of a 1.5-mile tri-oval with uniform 15-degree banking, the facility underwent a major revamp in 2012 that resulted in progressive banking of the oval at 17 to 20 degrees, along with the addition of a 6-turn road course incorporating a twisty infield section and all but a few hundred feet of the oval. The facility has permanent seating for 72,000 spectators, along with a hotel and casino featuring more than 100,000 square feet of gaming space. Kansas Speedway has hosted a variety of motorsports events over the years, including all 3 NASCAR Premier Series, ARCA, the Indy Cars, Grand Am Sports Cars, which utilizes the road course. Lighting was completed in 2011, and they just might be on tonight. It's the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series Kansas Confrontation 125, and it's next on HBR TV. Race details for tonight, the Kansas Confrontation 125 presented by Black Acid Custom Racing Apparel. 77 degrees, 57% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 80-degree track temperature, 83-lap race, stage break at the end of lap 60, setting up a very short final stage shootout to the finish. Practice just about wrapped up here at the Speedway. Indeed, is coming to a close. We're going to jump right into the qualifying session. I'm joined up here in the booth by Eric Dotson. Eric, how are you?
I'm doing good, Steve. How about you?
I'm doing well myself. Good to be here. It's a happy Tuesday. Always look forward to the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series. This is a cutoff race here at the Speedway tonight, so we're going to get rid of some drivers as far as championship contenders are concerned. But let's go down trackside as qualifying just about underway. Vincent Short first on the Speedway.
Yeah, and I know Vince is close to that cutoff line, so he's going to need to start up front and stay out of trouble. So I know he's going to give it his all right here on his qualifying run.
Definitely a place to mind your P's and Q's. Luckily, Kansas Speedway, not the narrowest of places. It's certainly no Pocono as far as width, but you've got different lanes. Again, that progressive banking that comes into play certainly helps drivers decide, okay, I'm going to go high, going to go low, I got room in the middle. You've got options, which definitely helps in the pack. Jumping in the stream chat already, Cody Anderson, Mike Fahey both. Hi, Steve, says Cody, as per normal. Mike Fahey, hope you're feeling better. We're getting there, probably about 90%, Mike. Fortunately, we're on subscriber-only mode tonight. That was inadvertent. Sorry about that. First lap for Vince Short, 31.523. Currently second fast to Zach Millett, but Rob Hattenbeck goes P1. We're going to ride along here with Millet on lap 2, see if he can pick up pole position. He was second quick in practice, might have gotten a piece of the wall there off turn number 2.
If he didn't, that's as close as you can get to getting there.
Taking a small layer off the wrap on that Chevy Silverado. Off turn 4 into the dogleg, drives it all the way down to the bottom. Left side's right to the grass, lap 2. Invalidated. Must have got a piece of the wall. Lap 1 is all it's going to be for Zach Millet.
Brian Rose on the pole right now.
Brian Rose, 31.30 his first time by. Vincent Short, 200ths off. Hattenback, 400ths off. Ridgway, 500ths off. But Mike Fahey goes P1, 31.30. But just as I say that, LSR teammate Drew Blaze goes top of the board, a 31.22. Keaton Burnett, now he goes to the top. 31.218 for the 26. He currently sits P1. Brandon Mefford, the number 83 machine, his first lap, a 31.337. Let's keep an eye on this lap. This could be the one to do it. Mefford across the stripe. 7th quick, 31.31. David Bradford off turn 4, first lap 31.51. 14th quick the first time by, second lap for the 46. Goes P1, 31.211 for David Bradford. Quick time.
David's trophy hunting. He's giving it all he's got just to trace the trophy.
Certainly is. Chris Goins, first lap, a 31.393. Again, remind everybody, the timing tower to your left, driver numbers in green indicate championship contenders. Of course, that will certainly shrink by tonight's end. Going into next week, there'll be less green on that board. Chris Goins, lap 2, 4th quick. Second row for Chris Goins in the 6th, 31.279. Last car to make an attempt. And it looks like Carson Conway has not made a lap. I am concerned that that might be my fault. In the practice session, we disqualified him for, well, getting mouthy. More of a joke. We thought we could clear it. Unfortunately, we were not able to. We thought he'd be okay to go in qualifying. We'll have to see if he can at least start the race. Fingers crossed on that one. Certainly did not want to end Carson's night that way. So qualifying just about complete. 30 seconds officially remain in the session. We'll step aside and be back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to our starting grid for the Kansas Confrontation 125, presented by Black Acid Custom Racing Apparel. On the pole position with a time of 31.211 seconds, it is the 46 of David Bradford. To his outside, the 26 of Keaton Burnett with Lone Star Racing, only 6/1000ths of a second off pole. Missed it by that much. Row number 2, it's the 1 of Drew Blaze with LSR. Then Chris Goins in the 6th with Right Turn Racing. He starts 4th. Neil Quick in the 2 with Quick Esports. He rolls off from the 5th position. Mike Fahey, another LSR driver, he starts in the 6th position. Starting 7th, it's Brian Rose with Holler Boys Racing. To his outside teammate Thomas McMullen in the 02. He rolls off from the 8th spot. Brandon Mefford in the 83, a Falcon Motorsports entry. He starts in the 9th position. 10th goes to Jamie Kerr, Black Acid Custom Racing Apparel, HBR TV number 75. 11th goes to the 5 of Mark Truxell with HLC Motorsports. Austin Purnell, the 32, rolls off 12th. Vincent Short, Track Bar Media Machine, starts 13th. Rob Hattenbach with Esports Racing Association starts 14th. 15th goes to Tom Ridgway with Zach Millett rolling from the 16th spot with his second lap invalidated. 17th starting position, Eddie Rose, and again, 18th credited to Carson Conway, and I think it is official. I think he is out of this race, again, by and large, due to me. That's my fault, my bad. DQ'd him in practice, couldn't get him back in, so I owe him one. Sorry, Carson. We'll see you next week. Your starting grid here from Kansas Speedway. Let's go trackside here, getting ready to roll off to pit lane.
Who you got this race, Steve?
Oh, Lordy. You know what? I'm going to go outside the box. Keaton had a good qualifying lap. I know he hasn't had some great luck lately, but he's won on the dirt. This is a totally different environment, but I'm sure he's picked up some pointers from LSR teammate Drew Blaze. I'm going to go with Keaton Burnett.
Keaton Burnett. I don't know who I'm going with yet.
Nikki up. Hey, Steve, great to hear your voice. I think that's Nikki Short. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's Nikki Short. You got to pick. We're going green here in a little bit, buddy.
I know. I don't think I've picked Brian Rose all season. I'm going to take Brian Rose.
Brian Rose with the coffin nail from Eric Dotson.
Yeah, that's normally not a good thing when I pick you. It's been more of a curse than a confidence booster.
Well, Keaton Burnett says, thanks for the broadcaster's curse. Keaton, that only comes from Eric. My guys usually run up front, so don't let me down.
That's about 90% true.
Pace car peels off, about ready to go under the green flag. 83 laps here from Kansas Speedway. David Bradford brings him down. Green flag waves, and we're underway from Kansas Speedway.
Boogity, boogity, boogie. Looks like David Bradford's going to get out to a little bit of a lead. We may have a three-wide battle for second here. I'm glad they didn't go three wide that early, Steve.
Keep Burnett way up the racetrack through 3 and 4. Keeps it off to safer barrier. He's going to lose a couple of spots. Drew Blaze, Chris Gones, Neil Quick all get on by. Brian Rose challenging to the bottom as well. New colors on the number 89 machine. Eric Dotson.
He's got that Agent Dotson. That's why I picked him. I didn't even realize that.
Brian Rose sporting the AgentDotson.com colors on the F-150.
That's a pretty truck.
While David Bradford out in front, about a half-second advantage over the 6 of Chris Gones.
Looks like Chris is running a little bit lower line in 1 and 2. We'll see what he kind of does here. Looks like he's going to run lower in 3 and 4 too.
Yeah, the word on the street is they can get away with running the low lane in 3 and 4. Not so much in 1 and 2. I mean, you can do it, but guys worried about burning up tires. Got to run that middle to high side, but again, off 3 and 4, it can certainly run down low if necessary.
Looks like Neil Quick's going to challenge Chris Goins for the second position. We'll see if he can get that run down the backstretch and maybe clear him as he does.
Neil Quick up top. Again, new colors on that number 2 WR1 machine.
Got the pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
You know, I was going to ask what that was all about, and I didn't make the connection right away. I know Neil had been running those colors even prior, I think, to October, as soon as the playoffs had started. But Chris Goins doing the same, and actually those colors match. So you got to wonder if maybe they had a conversation or just picked the same color Pantone online, but nonetheless, showing the breast cancer support here in October. Always cool to see. Can't paint the window nets here in the Truck Series, so got to find another place to do it.
These dudes having a pretty good battle for the second position. I figured Neil may just kind of defend that position once he got around Chris. But Chris is fighting pretty hard on that bottom side.
It really seems like Neil's just kind of, we've seen this a bunch of times with Neil. He'll take that top lane, and that's just how you defend. I mean, you can keep your speed up, keep the momentum. It's very hard to continue that pace on the bottom lane. Yeah, it's the shorter way around, but once you get off the corner down the straightaway, the top side has the advantage.
It looks like Neil's actually running about a half a line up from David in the turns.
Right now, between Bradford and Quick, they're both running within 1/100th of a second lap times of each other. Quick was a little bit faster this time by. Bradford a little bit quicker the time before that, kind of seesawing back and forth. Quick does have the fastest lap of the day so far at 31:37. Bradford's a 31:55.
At 83's one to watch out for too. Medford, he's been strong as of late, and it seems like every time he gets to the front, he finds his way into the lead.
Three wide battle here in the back of the pack. Brian Rose to the outside. In the middle, it looks like Mike Fahey. Mark Truxell on the bottom. They get it cleaned up. Back to 2 wide through turn number 3.
Ooh. Zach may have gave Brian a little push there and got him a little squirrely.
Here, Millett way out of the throttle a bunch of times, kind of burping it a bunch into turns 1 and 2. Truck's a little squirrely off turn 2, drops it down to the bottom of the back straightaway.
Looks like we got somebody in the wall.
Thomas McMullen slow. Don't know if he's got a mechanical issue, but he doesn't have any damage on that truck. It's back under power.
Looked like he may have got caught in the wall.
There's no right side damage on the truck, though. I just don't know if he just checked up or was having a connection issue, possibly. He's blinking in and out right now. Yeah, we keep losing Thomas here, so maybe that was more the issue. Wanted to get out of that pack. So I think you see guys like Thomas McMullen, a lot of time they will take that opportunity if they know they're having an issue with their connection speed, their internet. They'll drop out so that they're not involved in the middle of that busy pack of trucks so they don't cause a wreck. Thomas doing a good job to get out of that one. Again, I don't see any right side damage on the machine, so it seems to be he's okay, but he's got some work to do now as he's at the back of the pack running in the 16th spot. Watching this battle with Mike Fahey and Mark Truxell. Truxell now up top. Fahey on the bottom, the number 19 Lone Star Racing machine. Still the battle behind them between Brian Rose and Zach Millett.
These two's made me nervous. They've been close a lot.
Rose with a big run off turn 4. Millett tries to follow him through. Off turn number 2, Millett's got the position. Fahey drops back, loses 2 out of that. He was battling with Mark Truxell for a moment. Truxell now 6th, Fahey 9th.
I think the more the race goes on, too, the faster the high line's going to be tonight.
Well, especially if guys are having trouble with tires. If you run the low lane too much, again, mostly through 1 and 2, you're going to burn the right front. Truck's going to start to understeer or push. Millett still comfortably riding behind Brian Rose in the 8th position. Now keep in mind, guys like Drew Blaze and Zach Millett both receiving an EOL to start the stage break. So this is just them trying to go forward here, trying to get some stage points, because they're going to have to hustle here at the end. Likely be a 19 or 20 lap shootout to the finish. if it stays green the whole time. Mefford making a move here on Millett.
Yeah, these guys are doing a great job right now maneuvering around as Medford looks like he may try to challenge Brian, not able to get there.
Millett battling back on the high side. Mefford's got the assistance of a little bit of draft off Rose for a moment.
I don't know if Brian's just not comfortable or maybe he's just trying different things, but as we've watched these two battle, I've noticed Brian's he's not consistent with the line that he's running right now. He's kind of all over the place. Maybe just trying to get a feel of the track and find out what works best, or maybe something he found to help with his tire wear.
You know what it looks like on my end is it seems that he's trying to stay out of the wake of the 5 of Mark Truxell. I mean, Brian had a ton of practice coming into tonight. I can't imagine he's hunting for a line, but he's trying to keep air on the nose of that number 89 F-150. With Mark Truxell there just ahead of him, that's going to put a little bit of air not on his truck, a little aero push that he may be experiencing, so it's very likely that Brian might be hunting for a line that doesn't have a car in front of him. Truxell slides up the racetrack, easily leaves a spot. Brandon Mefford is loose. Doesn't spin out, but loses a ton of track position off turn number 4. Gathers it back up. We stay under the green flag, but the 83 is going to drop all the way back to 14th spot.
I'm not sure if Truxell may have tapped the wall or what happened that kind of started that chain reaction.
Been clean and green since the drop of the green flag. 18 laps in. We've had a couple of close calls. Brandon Mefford, the most recent, very loose, completely sideways off turn 4, but gathered it back up.
Notice guys 3 wide.
Mark Truxell to the high side, Neil Quick down low. Austin Purnell was on the bottom. He tucks back in behind both of these drivers.
Neil Quick's dropped awful quick. I'm not sure if he may have had a problem. I mean, last time we looked, he was up in the 2nd position.
I don't see any issues, again, as far as crashes are related, and no damage to the side of that number 2 F-150. Though there looks to be a little bit of rear end damage to it. It's right on board with Neil. Yeah, that rear spoiler on the left, driver's left, not looking too clean. You hear him checking up a little bit off corner exit as well. He's going to lose a lot of momentum down the straightaway.
Yeah, he's definitely off pace right now compared to where he normally is.
Gathered it back up enough to get back around Mefford. Purnell's still to the bottom. Again, that top side still working well for Neil Quick. Carries a ton of speed out of the corner. Purnell loses 2 spots out of that. He tucks back in behind Brandon Mefford. Got the 3 of Tom Ridgway behind him.
And like you said, it looks like he's got a little bit of damage to the back end, maybe the spoiler, and that may just be affecting his truck to not handle as well.
.22 laps in, we're going to step aside with a side-by-side break, and we'll be back. You won't miss a thing. Stay with us.
The great thing about youth sports, they give young people an opportunity to participate in something that is going to broaden them as people.
I think it's very amazing that Garza Law Firm has made a commitment to help the youth kids with playing different sports.
Guys like Marcos Garza that put their time into being able to help these kids live out a dream. It's made me who I am today.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Kansas Speedway. The Kansas Confrontation 125. 27 laps in. David Radford's leading the race still from the pole position. Second place, Keaton Burnett. Third, Chris Goins. Drew Blaze, Brian Rose, your top five. Action getting hot and heavy back here, really from fifth on back. You've got Rose, Millett, Mefford, and Vince Short all in a row. Watching those guys go to battle during the break. You saw it in the side-by-side there for a little bit. Me and Eric were joking. Watch the three HBR trucks get wrecked here.
Wreck each other.
It'd certainly be a hell of a story, but we don't want to see that. Eric did say that it looked like Millett was a bit faster when we went to break, and he's making a move to the inside here on Brian Rose off turn 4 at the stripe. Rose is going to keep the position for now, but into 1, I think Millett's going to have it.
Yeah, I think Millett's just been maybe trying to save his tires longer or something, because it looked like he was a lot faster than Brian the last few laps. But I don't know. Brian's fighting pretty hard on that high side.
That high side is paying off for a lot of drivers. You see Neil Quick use it for that momentum and to defend. It seems to be working well for Brian Rose as well.
Brian Rose, hometown, Big Verner, West Virginia.
Oh, pinches him off.
I think Zach may try it right here. He's got a pretty good run. He didn't.
I thought he was going to give him a push.
Give him a nudge, say, hey, don't cut my nose
There he
off.
goes. Millett takes the high side. Looks like Brian may let him go there.
We've called, 2 seasons now. We've called a bunch of races and seen these guys drive. Something feels off to me about Brian.
Through that, leaders on pit road here. Many drivers, Quick, Mefford, Purnell, Ridgway, McMullen, Eddie Rose, Jamie Kerr. Pitting under the green flag. This is their first scheduled green flag stop. We've been under the green flag since it came out, 31 laps. An 81% fuel load, 2 sets of tires over the wall. Bradford does take a set here. Thomas McMullen in pit lane. Been in the box for about 20 full seconds. Looks like fuel only and some repairs possibly. Other drivers down pit road. Tom Ridgway in the 3. Rob Hattenback, the number 99, the Save the Tatas paint scheme. Hattenback taking tires as well. Mark Truxell off the racetrack down pit road as well. Green flag stops underway. Brian Rose is down and away. 4 tires and fuel for the number 89. Jamie Kerr also on the racetrack. Here he's completed his pit work. Rejoins the race in the 14th spot. He started 10th. He's lost a few spots. Now he's up 1 with McMullen finishing up his pit work.
Looks like Chris Goins and Zach Millett has yet to pit.
Goins, Millett, and Short. Those 3 drivers, the only 3 on the racetrack that have yet to see pit road. Caution right now would be a disaster because we'd have 3 trucks on the lead lap. Chris Goins, though, peels off the track. He's down for his pit work.
Looks like Millett and Short stayed out, so they're going to run another lap at least.
Tire fall off is about 1.5 seconds, so I can't imagine anybody's really going to risk it taking no tires here. Seems that everybody down pit road did just that. Took 4, plus fuel. Goins eases the truck into the pit box. Crew around to the right side. Jack brings the truck in the air. Right side's going on. Down we go. Crew around to the left side. Sunoco Racing Fuel going in. 4-tire pit stop for Chris Goins. Down and away. Rejoins the race. Millett still on the racetrack. Vincent Short down pit road. Fingers crossed we don't get a yellow here.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Now, Short does tend to gamble a little on pit strategy. He's taken 2 for sure. Let's see if he goes around and puts 4 on it or not. Nope, 4 tires and fuel for Vincent Short as well. And Millett also peels off the track. So the final truck to hit pit road here is going to be Zach Millett. Again, our stage break will end at the completion of lap 60. So we've got a ways to go still. But now you're going to see these guys that pit late in this cycle. They may really put the hammer down here, not bother saving tires. Again, you've got a pretty short stint from here on into the finish of the stage. Millett now down and away. Millett with a special phrase on the spoiler tonight. Time to let the cougar loose. Well, maybe it's time.
Does that say Steve Singer?
Yeah, it's not one of my quotes, but he put my name on it. So through that cycle, David Bradford's going to rejoin the top spot. Retake the top spot. Drew Blaze, Brandon Mefford, your top 3. Chris Goins, Brian Rose. Rose hangs on to the 5th position. David Bradford, though, with a 4.08 second advantage over Drew Blaze. Drew Blaze just off turn number 4. Keaton Burnett right behind him, but Burnett is down a lap. Burnett with an extended stay on pit lane. I don't know if he had an issue getting into the pits because his pit lane time was 1 minute and 18 seconds and then a 47.93 second stop. My guess is slideways on pit entry and then an unsafe entry penalty would be my guess. Let's see if I can find it here.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Probably a pit road penalty.
Let's take a look at it. Keaton Burnett trying to get down into pit lane. Sawing at the wheel. Yeah, that's no spin out, but he must have been popped by the speed police.
That right side's pretty beat up. I mean, maybe he got in the wall right before this and had to get some damage fixed.
Definitely a good possibility. The truck doesn't look too bad. Right side's pancaked, but slides into the box. So 4-tire stop, let's just say average at 15 seconds. A 40-second penalty would be 55. So, Eric, you might be right. That might just be some damage repairs. Maybe he's banking on a lucky dog here later on. We'll have to wait and find out. He is the first truck 1 lap down, so this still could work out for him. It might have been pretty wise of him to do what he did. David Bradford out front. Jamie Kerr is 21 seconds behind. So he's still got about 10 seconds to lose before he goes down a lap. So Keaton Burnett in a relatively good position here as far as obtaining that lucky dog when we get our stage break.
Yeah. David Bradford will get in any lap traffic in the next 18 laps. David just showing that, he's not in it to win the championship, but I mean, he's just always so good everywhere we go. I'd say he's trying to save some too in case the caution does come out. Try to get it the old-fashioned way. Get out in front of the number 46. Drew's making up some time pretty quick. I don't know if maybe David's saving these tires a little bit, or maybe letting them cool down, or letting Drew maybe burn his stuff up, thinking he's gonna catch him. Yeah, definitely missed you last week. You done a fantastic job, though, kind of leading us behind the scenes. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. For you all that don't know, me and Andrew literally, I guess, met online or talked online for the first time about 2 or 3 minutes before we actually started calling the race. So he didn't know anything about me. I didn't know him, and it went smooth. Thank you, buddy. Glad to have you back. He's not going to go down without a fight, though. He goes to the inside here. I don't know if he'll be able to compete coming off the turn, but he's going to try. Ooh, Brown Rose in the wall. Don't think it hurt him. Maybe pancake that side a little bit. Messed up that pretty paint job. Woo! Yeah, Brown needs to stay right up against Hattenback. It looks like that right side nose hood's popped up just a little bit, which is going to hurt him. Hattenback all over Truxell going into 3.
Caution. Got anything to say about your car?
Caution's out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Kansas Speedway. Stage 1 complete, Stage 2 about to get underway. We're going to pull David Bradford up into the booth and get a quick word with our stage winner. David, it's Steve and Eric in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, guys, what's going on?
Looking pretty strong out there. Put the truck on the pole positions, led every lap really since then. Maybe a little switcheroo during the pit stop cycle, but you got right back out in front, led it to the stage. How's the truck, and how's it look here at the end of the race?
It's not too bad, man. It's a little twitchy here and there. Other than that, it's not handling too bad. Right there, I was just trying to keep it off the wall and do things like that, just taking care of it.
Now, I assume you took your final set of tires during this caution. We going to
Yeah,
save
for sure.
anything to the end, or are you just going to go full bore?
No, I mean, I'm going to do what I can do to try and keep it up front.
All right, David. Well, congratulations on the stage here. Good luck to the end of the race.
Thanks, man.
It's David Bradford, your Stage 1 winner, driver the number 46. Again, David coming back into the SCAR Premier Series after a very brief hiatus. Again, spending some time with family and a little go-kart racing with his boy. Just couldn't stay away. Now, this is interesting. David going to the back.
That's what I was looking at.
I know Drew Blaze and Zach Millett both to receive an EOL here at the break, but I'm not sure why David Bradford is going to the back. This might be self-imposed, maybe not to influence the championship. I don't know. David doesn't seem like the type to lay down for any particular reason, but
Maybe he wants a challenge. He's pretty much dominated.
well, I mean, he's got the pace, but getting through traffic could certainly be a challenge.
Yeah, looks like him and Millett and Blaze.
Well, we knew Millett
are
and
all-
Blaze for sure, but this will be fun to watch, actually, because these three drivers very fast. Gonna watch, see how they can work their way back through the field. But as we talked about briefly, so I'm being told that I was muted, but everything looked okay on my end. Hopefully everybody's hearing me now. But Keaton Burnett, recipient of the lucky dog. It's back on the lead lap here with, it's going to be 18 laps to go. Field's formed up 2 by 2. I believe we are on the 1 to go. So we're going to go back to the green flag. It'd be an 18-lap shootout to the finish. We'll see how these guys can make it work. Pace car peels off.
Green flag.
Green
Chris
flag
Moore's
waves.
holding him. He held him back there till the last minute.
It's the benefit of that Geico restart zone. You can go as soon as you get in it, or as soon as you're about to leave it.
Yeah, I think everybody's used to everybody going as soon as they get to it, so he switched it up on him. He's able to get out in front here with Medford right behind him. $17 to go. I think these guys are going to go at it now. They're being pretty aggressive. We got 3 wide battling going into 1 here.
Mike Fahey and Chris Goins. Fahey goes to the point off turn number 2. Neil Quick there in the 3rd spot. Brandon Mefford, Mark Truxell, the top 5. Down into turn number 3. Fahey with the lead still. Goins goes a little bit high, trying to keep some air on the nose of that Toyota Tundra Pro.
Mike Fahey looking strong this lap. Mike Fahey still holding that lead right now with Chris Goins behind him. Neil Quick 3rd, Medford 4th, Truxell 5th. We'll see if Chris Goins just kind of rides and sees what's going to happen, or he may get aggressive here.
Last lap for Mike Fahey, a 31:28, fastest lap of the race. Fahey's had some bad luck throughout the season, but here he is leading here with 15 laps to go.
And it looks like he may be starting to pull away just a little bit. David Bradford up to 9th, Millett up to 10th, and Blaze still in 12th as they all three started at the back. Fahey's running that low line that, you know, we've kind of said maybe the little bit slower line all night, but he's making it work right now.
It's not so much that it's necessarily the slower line per se, but they do say that it does burn the tires off a little bit more than going up top. But again, with an 18-lap stint to the finish, may not necessarily matter.
Neil Quick moves into second this lap, so we'll see if Neil Quick can run him down. He's took it down about a 10th so far.
Neil Quick's best lap of the night, still a 31.37, a full 10th slower than Mike Fahey's. See if it matters here with 12 and a half laps to go. Still side by side for the third position, Brandon Mefford and Chris Goins continue to do battle.
Vincent Short up here in the top 5 battling right now.
Oh, Thomas McMullen might have got a piece of the wall off turn 2, keeps it straight.
Medford goes into second. Looks like he may have wanted to challenge for Quick, but just wasn't there. As Chris Goins looks like he's going to fight back.
Goins right to the tailgate of the 83, down into turn number 1. He pulls out to pass, down to the bottom, goes to 6. Goins to the inside of Brandon Mefford into turn number 2. Does he have enough to clear? He does not. Mefford's going to carry the speed out of the corner, down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, the battle continues. Chris Goins on the bottom, Mefford up top. We'll see if that momentum carries the 83 on by another time, or Goins slides up. Not enough room. Goins stays on the bottom. Mefford still to the top. They cross the stripe. Mefford at the line's going to hold on to the third position. Meanwhile, they're going to lose some ground to the 2 of Neil Quick and leader Mike Fahey as we have less than 10 laps to go.
Yeah, Goins is fast down there on that bottom. He just can't quite clear the 83 of Brandon Medford.
David Bradford now up into the 6th position, quietly working towards the front, actually battling with Vincent Short for that position. Bradford up top behind Mark Truxell to the outside, the 46. Bottom is the 15, the Track Bar Media Silverado of Vincent Short. Robert Hattenback in behind the 99 to save the Tatas machine. He's looking to the high side into turn 1. Hattenback looking for a position on Short, but Bradford continues to battle with the 15. He's high off of turn number 2, in behind Truxell again, trying to pull some draft down the straightaway.
Yeah, it looks like the front 6, 7 back to Vince is single file, so Vince is doing everything he can on that low side with really no help right now.
Out front, we got a challenge for the lead. Neil Quick taking a peek to the outside on Mike Fahey. This could do it. Neil Quick has been so strong on the top side all afternoon long. Fahey goes to the bottom. Short way around. He clears Quick. Nicely done by the 19. Off turn number 2. Neil Quick still right to the back door. Fahey into turn number 3. Quick's going to go topside once again through 3 and 4. You can get away with it on the bottom here. Fahey still powering out of the corner with coming to 7 laps to go, but Quick is there. Quick to the outside with a push from the 83 of Brandon Mefford coming. Down into turn number 1. Quick noses out in front. Not clear still of the 19 of Mike Fahey.
Mike Fahey gets a good run right in the middle of 2, and it makes him so fast coming out on that bottom side.
I tell you, no matter how this one ends up, it's good to see Mike Fahey here at the front of the field. He's had such terrible luck this season, getting wrecked out. Crash is nothing to do with him, but he just gets involved in it. Unfortunately, he's going to lose the lead here, possibly second as well. Oh, Mefford tries to cut down in front of Mike Fahey, makes contact, not clear, not clear. Mefford goes topside. Fahey still on the bottom, and Neil Quick starts to run away here with less than 6 laps to go.
Yeah, I think Brandon Medford was maybe going to try to use that run to go around Neil Quick on the inside or challenge on the inside, and unfortunately for him, Mike Fahey was right there.
Mefford just hoping that that Fahey was just going to check up there. He didn't. A little bit of contact made, but Fahey is now free falling through the pack. Don't know if he burned the right front off that truck, trying to maintain that top spot. Less than 5 laps to go. Fahey now back to the 5th spot. He's lost the positions to Chris Goins and David Bradford. Bradford slides up across the nose of the 6, off turn number 2. Bradford now into the 3rd position. Don't know if he's got enough time to track down the leaders, but he's certainly going to try.
Yeah, you know David Bradford. He's driving the wheels off that thing right now.
Meanwhile, Zach Millett still running in the 9th position, maybe 8th. Drew Blaze now up to the 6th spot. Again, remember, those drivers all started at the rear to start the stage.
David Bradford right now is wanting Medford to get up there and battle with Neil Quick in the worst way, to try to, slow both of them down a little bit where he has a better chance of catching them.
Bradford ran the identical same pace as leader Neil Quick the last time by, but Neil Quick loses the lead, and David Bradford goes through the middle and takes the top spot. Trouble for Neil Quick, but Bradford was trying to take the top spot, but David Bradford sneaks through the hole in the middle and takes over the lead here with less than 3 laps to go. What is happening here at Kansas Speedway? The 46 just powers up through the middle, takes the top spot. Mefford 2nd, Quick 3rd, Truxell 4th, Goins 5th, and we're coming to 2 to go.
I don't know if they had to check up and was beside each other or what, but David Bradford just came through.
2 laps to go from Kansas Speedway. David Bradford has just taken over the top spot once again, restarted the stage from the tail. He took over the lead in amazing fashion, just hammered down, full send through the middle, took over the lead as Quick and Mefford had their issues. Quick now settles in the 3rd position. Bradford through 3 and 4, looking for a white flag. David Bradford into the dog leg, sees the white flag wave. Last lap here from Kansas Speedway. The Kansas Confrontation 125. One more time around for the 46, and the checkered flag will belong to the blue line Toyota Tundra Pro of David Bradford. Off turn number 2 cleanly. Plenty of an advantage over a 2nd lead back to Neil Quick as Mefford has slipped again now back to the 6th position. Neil Quick is in 2nd. Drew Blaze now to 3rd. Now Mark Truxell into 3rd. Big battle going on in the back. Well, David Bradford's going to cross the stripe. He's going to win the race. Checkered flag for the 46. Further back through the field, Neil Quick, Mark Truxell the top 3, Drew Blaze, Chris Goins the top 5.
Drew Blaze came out of nowhere and almost scored a top 3 right there.
It was very, very close. Hell of a run for Mark Truxell to bring home a solid top 3 finish. Keaton Burnett, trouble off turn 2. I don't know if there was an issue between himself and Brian Rose, but looks like the 26 got turned off the nose of the 89 off of 2.
We'll have to take him to the trailer.
Drivers of the 89 and the 26 to the hauler post-race.
Wow. David Bradford.
Great finish here at Kansas Speedway.
Yeah, I mean, went through the middle, 3 wide with 2 laps to go. He's gotten pretty good with these donuts. He's won more than any other person in this series and shows why, when he comes back full-time, he's going to be a contender.
He's got almost as much practice doing victory donuts as he does turning laps, but we're going to step aside here, get another break out of the way. We'll be back with our top 3 finishers after this. Stay with us.
I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm to all my family and friends because I know how he's treated me. I have been playing basketball ever since I can remember. I just finished my 6-year career playing for the University of Tennessee. I feel like we're both striving to be better every day. He's always responded quickly and has always come through with whatever he said that he's going to do. The Garza Law Firm is definitely somebody you want on your team.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Kansas Speedway for the Kansas Confrontation 125 post-race. David Bradford with the checkered flag, inadvertently given an EOL to start the second stage, still manages to power his way through the field and take home a checkered flag. Let's see if we can pull David into the broadcast booth and get a word with our race winner. David, it's Steve and Eric in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, guys, how's it going?
It's going well. So I guess we're finding out here a little bit of details about you dropping to the tail of the field to start this stage. You didn't have an EOL to speak of, but it looks like you were given one anyway. What happened?
Carson has Tourette's.
Well, either way, it didn't seem to matter. You powered your way through the field in thrilling fashion. We saw something happen to the leaders. It was Neil Quick and Brandon Mefford maybe getting together. What did it look like from your perspective as you went up the center there to take the lead and eventually the checkered flag?
I mean, it just looked like Neil got up in the wall on this racetrack. You know, everybody's running the top through 3 and 4. And I think once he got in the wall, all Brandon could do was just back off and wait for the truck to turn. And luckily I was far enough back that I was able to get off the throttle enough to make the truck turn early. So when they finally got split apart, I just shot the middle and had a lot more speed than they had.
Well, it was certainly impressive. It was exciting to watch from our perspective. Again, only 2 sets of tires here tonight. You took your first set under the green flag, the second set during the stage break. I can't imagine there was any tire savings here really at the end of this one, especially starting at the back. You pretty much had to go from the drop of the green flag. Is that about accurate?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, first stage, of course, everybody's just trying to get through the stage. And, you know, the first 30 and the second 30, you're just setting a pace, trying not to get in the wall. For that last, I don't know, that must have been probably 17 laps or so, 20 maybe. There was no saving there. It was just trying things that I hadn't done all night and hadn't had to do, and I found speed at the bottom of turn 1 and 2, a little bit anyways. It was just still trying to remain respectful to the guys that are chasing points and things like that, not wanting to get into anybody, and just putting on a good show, man.
Well, he certainly did that. A great show here tonight at Kansas. Very limited in the way of cautions, and I think it was really only one for the stage, and that was about it. So nicely done, not just to you, but the whole field. A great race out there, a great finish, great late pass for the lead. Congratulations, David Bradford. We're going to let you go. Before we do, 2 things. We want to find out your thoughts. A, are you going to race next week at Hickory? And if you are, tell us about your thoughts going into the short track there.
I have honestly turned about 5 laps at Hickory, and it was not in a truck. It was in a super late. I don't know if I'll race or not. I mean, if I ain't got nothing to do, yeah, I'll hop on. I'm out of the point, so that's a new round for these guys. So it's one of them toss-up things where, you know, you want to race, but you don't want to get in everybody's way or, you know, do something that could hurt the outcome of the championship. So short tracks, things like that, I may try and stick away from because, you know, wreck happens there, everybody's in it. Places like this, at least we can get away from each other a little bit. So we'll see, man. If I don't have anything going on Tuesday night, I'll be there.
Fair enough. We look forward to it. Before we let you go, anybody you need to thank, David?
Of course, I got to thank all the guys watching, George, Dad, Mom, everybody else at the house. Appreciate that. All the guys at Quality Safety Force coming on for us for next season and things like that. It's got big things for next season.
All right, David. Well, again, congratulations on the victory here tonight. Good luck next week if you show up.
Thanks, Steve.
David Bradford, your race winner. Let's go to Neil Quick next, our second place finisher. Let's pull Neil into the broadcast booth. Neil, it's Steve and Eric in the HBR TV booth. You got a good copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Neil Quick, congratulations on P2. I know it's probably, again, not what you wanted. You looked pretty solid here at the front of the field here late, but an issue late. Put that machine, I think, into the outside wall. Walk us through what happened there.
Yeah, me and the turn 3 and 4 wall were really close tonight on several occasions. And I was following David there in the first 30 laps and just kind of cruising, and just out of nowhere, it just stops turning and goes straight to the wall. So went straight to the back. I think I was running like 12th or 13th there for a while, and pitted and got tires and worked my way back up to right around the top 10. And from that point on, just kind of put my nose down and got back to the front the best I could, and found myself out front at the end there, and damned if I didn't do it again.
Early on in the stage, we didn't see it happen, but we did notice some left rear damage on the number 2 truck. What happened there? Did you have any help, or was that just kind of incidental from contact with the wall?
No, when I got in the wall the first time behind David, I think Brandon got me in the left rear there, so I did have to go in, I think 45 seconds worth of repairs and stuff, so I had to work those out of there to at least have something good at the end there. And at the end, the gloves are off, you're just gassing it up and trying to stay out front.
Well, certainly a solid points night here. Certainly not the win that you wanted, but second place will do. I think it's plenty to get you moved into the next round. What are your thoughts rolling into Hickory Speedway next week?
Same thing, just gonna have to race really hard and try to stay out of trouble. I really thought tonight was disaster from the early going, and luckily dug my way back out of it. And I don't want to be in that position next week, but I know it's Hickory and things can happen, and it doesn't take much of a big one to get a lot of guys involved in it.
Well, Neil, nonetheless, a great run here tonight at Kansas. We're going to let you go. Before we do, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, just friends and family that's watching, and of course you guys for doing the broadcast, and the sponsors that allowed me to be able to make this happen: WR1, R&R Racewear, 5-Star Graphics. I think I got them all, but if I didn't, thank everybody.
They're on the side of the truck too. We got that live here in the shot, so in case you missed them, I think you got them all, Neil. Don't worry about it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you doing a good job.
Take care, man. Good luck next week. Was Neil Quick your second place finisher? Next, we're going to go to Mark Truxell and bring good old Mark into the broadcast booth. It's always good to get Mark up in the booth. Mark, it's Steve and Eric in the HBR TV broadcast booth. Do you got a solid copy?
I got you guys. Go ahead.
Mark, congratulations, man. A good top 3. You earned it. You battled hard there, especially in the last couple of laps. Tell us about those 2 laps, battling and fighting off and eventually getting ahead of the one of Drew Blaze as you came home to his 3rd place finish.
I just had my eyes forward mainly. I really didn't know who was behind me. I just pretty well focused on getting on the podium tonight. After a bad race last week, I had to get up on the wheel tonight.
We certainly did that. The truck looked good out there. You looked good out there. And again, it was all worth it. A top 3 finish for the Little Tate's Cupcakes Chevy Silverado. Looks good out there. Next week, we go to Hickory Motor Speedway. That place, totally different animal, short track. David Bradford mentioned it. If one guy gets into a wreck, half the field usually gets into a wreck. Close quarters racing next week. What are your thoughts as we roll into Hickory?
Yeah, it's going to be tight for sure. Might end up being another Eldora. You never know. But Old Hickory, it's a pretty good old short track. So we'll just have to go over there and get up on the wheel as well.
Well, we look forward to seeing that, Mark. Again, congratulations on the 3rd place finish here tonight at Kansas. Before we let you go, anyone you want to shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Little Tate's Cupcakes for being on the truck, and got a new sponsor, DNA Restorations, some vintage 4-wheeler and 3-wheeler restorers down in Louisiana, and they seem to be some pretty awesome guys. Check them out on Facebook or YouTube. And you guys for doing a really good job on the broadcast, and friends and family watching.
Well, we're certainly happy to do it, Mark, and you guys out there on the racetrack, you make this job a lot easier because this is definitely a great race, a great series to cover. You put on a lot of action every week, and it's good to see you up here in the top 3, man. Good run.
All right, I really appreciate it, Steve. You do an awesome job, man. Thanks.
As Mark Truxell, your 3rd place finisher here at Kansas. That's going to do it for our top 3 finishers. Let's take a look at our official race results. We talked to our top 3, of course, David Bradford, Neil Quick, Mark Truxell. 4th place finisher, It was Drew Blaze with Lone Star Racing. Chris Goins finished 5th with Right Turn Racing. Thomas McMullen, Brandon Mefford 6th and 7th. Zach Millett said it in the stream chat. Tough race. Finished P8. Mike Fahey, tough break for Mike Fahey, but again, a solid top 10 finish. He was leading there late, and the wheels fell off. Not literally, but I don't know, maybe he just drove the tires off the thing, but slid back to the 9th spot. Still managed to get the fastest lap of the race. So kudos to the 19. Great run tonight. Keaton Burnett, my pick. Didn't quite pull it off. Finished 10th, but he still beat out Eric's pick, Brian Rose, P11. Vincent Short finished in the 12th spot. Jamie Kerr was 13th. Rob Hattenbach was the 14th finisher. Austin Purnell, 15th. Eddie Rose, 16th. Tom Ridgway, 17th. And because of me, once again, Carson Conway, 18th. 83 laps down. I can't say I'm sorry enough, Carson. I really feel for you. I really feel bad. I'm sorry I DQ'd you in practice. DQ'd him for the whole race. But I'm sure we'll see him back next week in Hickory. Short tracking is kind of his thing, so maybe we'll see a good run out of the 72 next week at Hickory Motor Speedway. So that's your race results here from Kansas. And I just realized that I spelled Kansas wrong. Brian Rose is going to eat me up over that one. There, fixed. Kinda.
Brian can't spell food, so don't let him talk trash to you.
Yeah, he can't spell food, but he can spell beer and whiskey, I'm sure of it.
Maybe beer. I don't know if he can spell whiskey. It's 2 syllables.
And there's 2 different spellings for whiskey, and both of them are right when you jump in the autocorrect, so I don't know what's going on there. Nonetheless, that wraps it up for us here at Kansas Speedway. A great run by all the SCAR drivers here tonight. Of course, the LSR drivers coming in from their Lone Star Racing League. I really do like the fact that they come over here. I mean, it's kind of a conglomerate. You've got the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series, but you've got drivers from other different avenues that pop in. Some of it really kind of gelled together with the HBR TV side of things. We started broadcasting for LSR with some of their charity events, and then we picked up their Cup Series, and now we do their road course stuff and their truck series on Thursdays, and some of their guys jump over here and run this stuff. It's nice to see it. Our SCAR guys go over there and run their truck series on Thursdays, so a little bit of back and forth camaraderie. It's always a plus and definitely well appreciated. It makes for better racing, makes for better broadcasts. It certainly makes my life easier, and that's just always a plus. Congratulations again to David Bradford taking the checkered flag here tonight, taking over the top spot with about 2.5 laps to go, with a thrilling up the middle pass between Neil Quick and Brandon Mefford as things almost got to calamity. This could have been a win for Drew Blaze or even Mark Truxley. You never know. Just not how it turned out. But what are your final thoughts on the event here tonight, Eric?
I thought it was a great race there at the end. I mean, what more can you ask for than a pass right there in the last few laps? And, you know, David kind of came from the back out of nowhere and proved why he was the fastest person here and had dominated all night. And he took what was his.
Certainly did. Again, we don't know if we'll see him next week at Hickory, but as he even said himself, if I'm not busy, I'll be there. He said the same thing last week. So here he was tonight, took home a checkered flag. So I think he's going to carve out some time. As long as he doesn't have anything crazy pressing going on, I expect we'll see David Bradford in a truck here next week at Hickory Motor Speedway. So with that, make sure you tune in next week if you're curious and you want to see if David shows up. It's Tuesday nights. Tune in about, I'd say 8:50 p.m. in the East. HBR TV 1 on YouTube. No longer streaming to the Facebook platforms. We've had a little bit of a headache with that, so only on the YouTube platforms for now. That may change in the future, it may not, but YouTube has been pretty solid and reliable, so make sure you tune in for that. You don't need an account or anything to that matter to follow us or to watch us or anything like that, so just tune in. Make sure you turn on the notifications, like, follow, share, subscribe, all of the goodies. That way it does help the channel. The more people that react, follow, share, subscribe to the channel, the more that algorithm gets it shared out to people that may not have seen us just yet. So it certainly does help our channel get out into the open, into the public, become popular, and so on and so forth. I know we just surpassed 400 followers over on the Facebook side. I know we're approaching that, or right around there on the YouTube side as well. We always want to grow that in addition. Next race we've got coming up, it's not tomorrow. We are off tomorrow. It was the Old Farts, but their season has wrapped up. Thursday, it's the LSR Truck Series. So tune in for that. I think it's about 8 p.m. go live. So tune in Thursday. Nothing going on Friday, nothing going on Saturday, nothing going on Sunday, at least for the time being. So if you know anybody looking for a broadcast partner, we're available. Mondays are going to open up here pretty soon as the LSR Road Course Series comes to a close. This series running on Tuesdays, that's going to wrap up here pretty soon as well. If you've got any interest in having your league broadcasted on a Tuesday night, check us out. Message us in the Discord. We've got posts everywhere. Find us on Facebook.com/HBRTV1 for some details. If you need our Discord link, you can message me there. Usually it's posted. In fact, it might even be posted in a most recent post about our 400 followers, or just the fact that we're looking for some work. We need to fill up these nights. So message us, let us know. If you need 2 broadcasters, that's fine too. We'll find a second guy. Eric's not always available, but if he is, we'll be sure to get him up in the broadcast booth and get your proverbial Mike Joy and DW group going. Eric, thanks for your help again, as always, man. I appreciate it. And if I can get you back up in here for any other races, I'll give you a holler.
Absolutely.
It's going to wrap it up for us here at Kansas Motor Speedway. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in next time. Have a good night.